I'm Dr. Kate Bevan-Marks from HypnoTC, the Hypnotherapy Training Company. One of the key things as a new hypnotherapist that you will learn is all about hypnotic phenomena. Those things that happen specifically in hypnosis. And the very first phenomena that I'm going to go into is regression. New hypnotists, new hypnotherapists may wonder about regression. Whether you always have to take somebody back into the past is something I'm often asked by clients and by students. Sometimes you will want to go back, particularly for resources and making use of all those times in the past where you've been absolutely wonderful and want to recreate that. So regression is the first phenomena, and it's an interesting one because it can happen spontaneously, or it can happen by suggestion, which is the most common. There's another similar one to regression, and that's revivification. And the easiest way to remember is that regression is going back with all of your adult learning, whereas with revivification, you're in that moment. So say a few years ago you played the most amazing tennis game, and you wanted to recreate that smashing forehand. You could go back with revivification and re-experience that moment as though you were there at the time. Then there are others, there's going forwards as well as going backwards. Going forwards, pseudo-orientation in time. Whenever you give suggestions in hypnosis, it's always good to take somebody forward so that they can experience it. Seeing themselves, experiencing themselves doing it. Now that's all about remembering. There's also amnesia, forgetting. And sometimes in hypnosis, you will only remember part of the session. Other times, you'll remember masses more. That's the spontaneous side. You can also suggest that somebody remembers less. In contrast, you've got hypermnesia, which is actually enhanced recall. So you might recall those fine details, really useful if your client's lost a wedding ring or some special piece of jewellery. They can't quite remember where they've put it. So we've got going backwards, we've got going forwards, we've got remembering things, we've got not remembering things. What about things like pain? We've got two wonderful phenomena in hypnosis. Analgesia, just like taking an aspirin in a way. You're reducing the experience of the pain, although retaining sensation. In contrast, you have anaesthesia. And anaesthesia is losing the sensation and the experience of the pain. And that can be wonderful if you're working with somebody that perhaps is having some dental work or some minor surgery and may not want to have full-blown anaesthetic. Other things that we can do, there's some creative things as well. Automatic writing, that's amazing. You can enable the client to, in hypnosis, write or draw something and get insight from that. Now I mentioned time things earlier. There's also time distortion. You can expand the perception of time, or you can contract it. We use it a lot for pain management. You can contract down the time somebody's uncomfortable and expand the time when they're comfortable. The perception of, that is. Other things that are available to you as a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist, things like catalepsy, immobility. It can be a wonderful convincer for somebody to have their arm just balancing there, just like that. And then we've got hallucinations. So in other words, you can either create a positive hallucination or a negative. You can put something there or you can take something away. These are useful for a huge amount of different things. And certainly from an entertainment perspective, they're used widely in a hypnosis show. And the final one that I'd like to cover is something that's the key element to hypnosis: dissociation. A splitting off from the here and now. And the wonderful thing about being in hypnosis is that even though you are aware of what's going on around you, you are in a focused state, you are dissociated from the here and now in your own way. So that's a rough guide, a very quick guide to hypnotic phenomena. Now, if you want to find out more, do visit our website on www.hypnotc.com.